Hello everyone and welcome to Cinderfall Gaming. I hope you're all doing well, I hope you're all staying safe, and most of all, I hope you're all fighting that war against the Grey. So today, or rather yesterday morning, we got another article from Games Workshop about the new Cruel Boys coming out. And in fact, this one talked a little bit about the Orruk war clans in general, rather than just Cruel Boys. So this is a really cool look, this article. So what this one goes through is just some cool new stuff. So mob 'em, skewer 'em, or zap 'em 3 ways to war in the new Orruk Warclans Battle Tome. So it's going to give us a few different ways how we can sort of get our troops and hopefully just give us a little bit of information about what exactly to expect from this Battle Tome. So let's get kicking off into it. And so we just start off a little piece telling you that no, Stormcaster Turtles aren't getting all the new cool things. We've got a ton of new cool things for Orruk Warclans. We've come up with 3 such armies for the new battle tome that mix and match the Warclan's talents to produce fighting forces that don't always involve rushing headlong into the enemy army. So we've got monster hunters. So monster hunters are a big deal in the new edition because obviously we've got lots of monsters on the table and they're generally a little bit better. Plus we're playing in the realm of beasts. If you suspect your opponent might be going to field an army full of gargant-sized monstrosities, first flood the battlefield with battle-line savage Orruks armed with choppers. This provides a respectable 10 bone splitters per unit and a total of 20 attacks, wounding on a 2+ if you charge, and even if you don't topple your foe, you might injure a monster enough to reduce its attack profile. It also talks about adding some big stabbers because the mighty Gork-tooth spears bring serious pain, and in death the big stabbers can hurl their huge spear one last time, dealing D3 mortal wounds on a roll of 2+ to enemies with the monster keyword. So as the big stabbers die, they sort of hurl and do some mortal wounds. That's pretty cool. And you can bring along some Cruel Boys to finish the job afar, and we get a look at our first sort of proper rule with the skewered rule for the new Ballista. So with this, it determines the damage characteristic for an attack made with the bolt. You roll a number of dice equal to the wounds characteristic of that target unit, and the damage is 2 plus each 5-up rolled on those dice, up to a maximum of 12. So if you're shooting, say, a 12 wound monster, you're going to do 6 damage to it with this on average, because you're going to roll 2, and then you should roll 4 5-ups on 12 dice. So, you know, half killing a 12 wound monster is pretty cool. Be interesting to see how many points they are. It's an interesting mechanic. So what would this be on a Mega Gun 36? So you would get a third of that, so you would get 12 plus 2, so you would do 14 wounds to a Mega Gargant. That's pretty sweet. If it manages to get through, so I think that's pretty darn cool, getting 12 wounds on a Mega Gargant. And as you can see, a mixed Orruk army works very well if you build around a clear theme. And so it works, you can bring together the power of the War in Big War, so we do lose all our points. As we've seen, I believe we've seen the War stuff already. You get +1 attack for all your melee weapons used by Orruk units for the rest of that phase. And at the end of that phase, you lose all War points you have received, and your army loses all its War powers. So you've really got to build up and plan for this big War turn to really sort of turn the tide of battle for you. Now, Brave Shooters is another one. So shooting Orc armies definitely look like a thing. I ran my Cruel Boys for the first time in a little practice game with one of my friends. And the Bolt Boys with the Swamp Cooler Shaman giving them the 5-up mortal wounds were really, really solid. They were doing some serious work across the table. So I really, really like this. Don't forget, we've obviously got the additional stuff, the Big Yellers War Clan, so we add 3 inch to the range of all the bolts from both the Bolt Boys and the Kill Bows. So that's pretty sweet, some good range. That was the one big thing, is that they didn't have range in the way I was playing them, but that's really cool. So really, really nice to sort of have this option as a thing for an Orruk Warclan player. And we've also obviously got Hubgrots who've got their scrap grenades and the Noisemakers live. They can run and shoot. So you can add like some cheap chaff, just lots of shooting, which is cool. And then you can always, if you want to add in some Bone Splitters, you can always let the Bone Grins Warclan darken the sky with poorly aimed arrows. So we've got Bone Grins and Barrage of Arrows, so we add one to the attacks characteristic of all Savage Orruk Arrow Boys. Nice. Once again, just another nice shooting version of Orruk Warclans. I really like this. That we're actually getting a shooting viable army with Orruk Warclans. And as mentioned, this is going to give you 3 shots each with those Arrow Boys, so nice. Not the greatest shots, but just going weight of dice. Playing my Scourge Privateers, I play something very similar where you've just got loads of low quality shots and you're bound to do some wounds. Then we look at spell slingers. So with 3 distinct factions in the battle tome, you get a wide variety of shamans and 3 separate spell laws. So everyone's going to get their own spell law, which is nice, and you'll get the so you mix your wizards together in Big War. You get a 1 bonus war point if you have a Bone Splitter's wizards on the field, so you can rack up those points more quickly. We've obviously seen Choking Mist already. This is the one that gives us the... Oh no, we haven't seen Choking Mist. I thought this was the -1 to hit charge one. But Choking Mist spell, casting value 7, range of 24. If successfully cast, pick a point on the battlefield within range and visible to the caster. All units within 6 inches of that point are affected by the Choking Mist. Whilst the units affected by the Choking Mist, you subtract 1 from their attacks characteristics for melee weapons. So nice, that's pretty solid. We then got Iron Jaws Wizards for Basham Lads, where you can add 1 to wound rolls. And then we've got Power of the Werebore for the Bone Splitters. So you can pick 1 friendly Bone Splitters unit wholly within range and visible to the caster. On your next hero phase, you add 1 to run and charge rolls and add 1 to hit rolls. But the unit cannot shoot. That is very, very solid. 6 up to cast, range of 24. Nice. Add 1 to run, charge, and hits. Solid, because normally like you get these bonuses to run and charge, and you're not sort of getting the hit roll. You're going to have to spend the command. This just saving you the command point as well. I think it is really solid. And so while most Orruk spellcasters are great in support roles, you can fit quite a few into your army and put a twist on that useful formula. They're all pretty good in a scrap, apparently. I mean, they're Orruk, so they're going to do a little bit of damage in combat as their characters. But I'm really interested to see what we can do. Like, shooting and spellcasting for Orruks is really cool. It gives us a different way to play, especially looking forward to like the Cruel Boys and the Bone Splitters stuff in this. So really, really looking forward to this. What are you looking forward to running? Are you going to be running Cruel Boys? Are you going to be running your Bone Splitters, Big War, or Iron Jaws? Let us know in the comments below. I'd be really interested to hear everyone's thoughts on what they think of all the spells they've seen so far in this list. Well, thank you all for watching the video. We hope you enjoyed, and if you did, please don't forget to leave a like and subscribe to the channel. Also, while you're at it, if you'd like to come chat more with me and other members of our fine little community here, you can do so by following the link in the description of the video to our Discord server. And if you'd like to help support the channel in another way, you can do so either on Patreon or YouTube members, both of which are linked in the description of the video, as is a link to our Teespring store where you can purchase some merch to help support the channel as well. We'd like to give a shout out to everyone who does help support the channel via Patreon and YouTube members. So a special thanks to all our patrons: Christian Weir, James Soren, Chaos Spawn, AJC, Kenny Lyle, Outer and Shot First, James Crowder, Andrew Bowen, Nathan Fee, Tim Newman, The Rising Ape, Cure Dynamic, Agu, Anthony B, MJ, and Dynet226. And thank you again to all our YouTube members: Green Roots Gaming, Kenton Young, Steve T, The Real Zeop, Chris Wallace, Turai12, Vinny, Locke Lorick, Matt Mollim, Becca Kinski Groupie, and the Johnny84. I'd also like to give a special shout out to Lady Witchfox Art, who does all the fantastic art for the channel, and to Xmorphic, who does a fantastic job at helping run and do all the background work for our Discord server. Once again, everyone, thank you all for watching. Stay safe, stay well, and most of all, keep fighting that war against the Grey. Ciao for now.